Alright, what are we doing?
We are at Expozine in Montreal, Canada.
Awesome.
And we are trying to not sell items so much as we are selling a movement. A bowel movement, I'm sorry. We are selling...
Wait, cut. Alright, so tell me a little bit about yourself and what you're doing here at Expozine.
My name is Chris Morin. I write Ono the Robot fanzine and The Dirty North, which is my new mini novel. I've been making zines for about 15 years now.
Wow.
And believe it or not, this is one of my first zine fairs ever, so...
Really?
I guess I'm just making up for lost time, or...
How do you feel about your first zine fair experience?
It's amazing and awesome, and the reason it's probably my first time is because I've been living in Saskatchewan for many, many years, and this is my first year in Montreal, and the community here is great, and it's awesome that this sort of thing exists.
You've been trying to give away free stuff all day.
Hey, I took 2 magazines and a mixtape, and I took some CDs as well.
Alright, well.
So anyone who turns down anything for free is probably a fool.
There you go.
Hey.
My name is Jennifer Hamilton, and my project is called Way Magazine.
Okay, and this is it right here. And could you just tell us about it a little bit?
Way Magazine is the official publication of the Montreal Theosophical Society, of which I am currently the only member. It's a group that focuses on looking at different religions, looking at their symbols, their texts, their images and traditions, and kind of mixing them all up in a blender and seeing what they look like when they're all side by side together.
Okay, so you're selling copies of Way Magazine as well as Chick... What are they again called? Chick Tracts?
These are Chick Tracts. Well, I was kind of inspired to make my publication when I started looking at Chick Tracts, because I thought that the tradition of making little tiny magazines to promote whatever your philosophical or religious agenda was really neat, and I didn't realize how long the history of that was, because people have been making tracts for hundreds of years. As long as there's been a printing press, there have been these tracts. So that's what I wanted to do, was make a tract, make a religious publication, but not single out one religion or idea. My name is Laura, and I'm tabling for the Signifipedia zine and for the St. Henry Walking Distance Distro, which is an organization that makes zines and distributes them around St. Henry and St. Charles for free, just little packages, and there's many different creators. The Signifipedia zine is an encyclopedia of meaning. It is inconclusive and probably an infinite project, but that's what that book that you were writing in is for. Is there's some topics and people can just fill in their ideas of what it means for them. We're just trying to make an encyclopedia of meaning.
So explain that again. So people come here and they can write inside this book, and then you include those in a zine.
Yeah.
My name is Tammy Forsyth, and I'm a bookbinder and a dancer and a bass player and a drummer.
And a fan of Public Enemy?
And a fan of Public Enemy. And what else? And I make books, and sometimes I make books and I put them in my dance pieces. And this is one of my new creations, which is a 357 Magnum revolver, which is 357 Magnum revolver to scale. Scooby-Doo. Da-da-da, the text block. There you go, lies flat. Yeah, I've been binding for about 15, 16 years, and all kinds of it forces me to draw a lot and work with fabric, which I really dig. And the paper's handmade at Saint Armand Paper Makers. David Carruthers and Denise have been making paper in Montreal for I think probably 25, 30 years.
Okay.
So I'm lucky because they're here, and I get to, Fred is one of their handmade paper makers, and I get to use some of Fred's handmade paper sheets. Yep.
All right.
And yeah, man. And So my dance company is called Tuscan Dance, and my music band is called Tricore, 3KORE.
Okay.
And
so I saw you were selling vinyl earlier today.
Yeah.
You're all sold out now. Was that your band?
yeah, that's my band that I put together for a dance show in June 2010, and the piece is called Golpe, which means coup d'état, and the show and the record is inspired by social justice movements that are happening in the world, like in Venezuela, like, anyway, the piece deals with the Honduras coup in October 2009 and Canada's pro-democratic involvement in these said coups, and so I made a punk rock record about the songs like IMF and Queen Beatrix.
My name is Caroline. I make some, I'm part of a project that's called Very Awesome.
Okay.
We make typography with materials that are used in elementary school only. So this is with macaroni. I think it's called tissue paper, small balls.
Yeah, small ball, wadded, looks like wadded up tissue paper, I think.
Yeah, and this is potato stamps.
Okay.
And it's actually a website. You can find it on veryawesome.ca.
Veryawesome.ca?
Yeah.
Okay.
We also accept guest submissions.
All right.
So you can make your own Very Awesome.
Okay. And so it's not just based in Montreal, it's open to anybody from anywhere?
We have some submissions from France and Germany already.
My name is Robert Ringham, and I'm the editor-in-chief of New Escapologist magazine. It's kind of an anthology publication from the United Kingdom, where we have writers and illustrators from all over the world contributing to it. The theme is escape, and it's basically non-fiction essays and anecdotes around the theme of escape. So if you don't like, say, working in an office and you want to escape that, New Escapologist should have a little advice for you on how to do that.
Okay. And so I see that there's almost a sub-theme, a theme within a theme on the cover of each issue. There's the bad faith,
Absolutely.
practicalities, an invitation to new escapology. How exactly did you come up with the idea to publish a magazine like this?
The first issue is basically an introduction, so that was kind of the obvious way to go, to kind of introduce people to what we're talking about. The second issue, which isn't here, we sold out, is called War Against Cliché, which is kind of about the avant-garde.
Okay.
And we did that because we thought avant-garde is kind of a thing to escape into, to kind of go against the conventional.
Right.
But the problem with that issue is kind of nebulous and didn't prescribe any practical information. So that's why we did issue 3, the practicalities issue, which gives more direct advice, as it were. And I think we realized in doing the practicalities is that one of the main barriers to overcome is purely psychological. And Jean-Paul Sartre has this idea of bad faith, where you convince yourself that you can't do something or that everything's fine, when in fact that's not the case. So our 4th issue is about overcoming that psychological barrier.
Okay.